Alright guys, I think we are ready to get started, and today we're actually just going to focus on level design with this new level. Let me show you guys some of the images. Actually, first what I want to do is post on Twitter, let everyone know that we are now live. And of course, let me know how the volume is. I think now I am much better at remembering to actually have the mic on. Alright, cool. So this is, I'll show you some, actually, you know what? Instead of showing you images, let's just go in and take a look at it. Minus. So this is the one I'm currently working on right now is sort of broken because I'm trying to take it apart and rebuild it. So instead what I want to do is show you the previous version that I've got here. Unfortunately, because of all the different tools we have, it's actually pretty easy to set that up. So oh wait, first what I want to do is I want to select these pieces, and then we are going to make their duplicate versions for world wrapping. And right, so now let's jump inside and take a look at this level. Oops. That is I think it's because I disabled. Wait a minute. Why is this not working? Oh, right. Okay, 1 second. Right, we messed up. I just got the numbers wrong. All right, here we go. Now everything. All right, let's do this again. Because what I want to do is I want to show you the current level right now, and then talk about some of the problems with it and what I'm doing to fix it, and then we'll kind of spend the rest of the stream going over that. The top floor of the building. No, that was a mistake. I believe now it is actually fixed. So, and I also want to show you the, well, technically the term roof doesn't really apply well in this game. All right, so this is the current level. So you can see, so there's a few things that I really like about this. And okay, so as you can see, so this is sort of the main focal point, right? It's this one tower that is open in the middle, and you can jump down and fall. And likewise, you can sort of look up and just feel this this sense of infinity. And this was inspired by, I'm gonna two things. The first is the Stuttgart Library in Germany. So this is what the, so yeah, so you can see this library has this series of staircase, right, there's one on each floor, and every time we go to the subsequent level, the lower level, the staircase is on the next wall. It turns by 90 degrees. Now the thing here is that it actually has the walls going into the center, because where the stairs meets the lower floor, the floor actually comes up that way. So So basically, eventually, so this hole at the bottom is actually quite small. Now, I can't actually do that because I do want this to be this infinite center column in the middle. So now if some of the images that we had before of the, so if you remember in one of the reference images I showed earlier, I think this is one of the images I wanted, so like I wanted this sense of space as well, this kind of space. Now the problem is that by doing the, oh right, here's another really great image. Again, this the space that's just like this. There's also I just discovered this photographer. I've seen a bunch of his pictures around. Michael Wolff, Architecture of Destiny. He's like a German photographer. He lives in, hey, Red Garlic, how's it going? He lives in Hong Kong. He's a German photographer living in Hong Kong. And he took these images that are just absolutely stunning. I mean, this is insane. I mean, I think the buildings probably end just right after where he crops them, but this feeling of repetition and scale is something I wanted to recreate. Now, so that's like the inspiration, right? This this kind of repetitive pattern that creates an overwhelming sense of scale, and that the staircase, that center column in the Stuttgart library. Now, the problem is that right, I forgot that we still have this we have this mode implemented where if the game is inactive for like 90 seconds, it goes to this looping scene, which is really annoying actually when you're building. Okay, Puzzle Gamer, you're also working on a Unity game. All right. So right. Okay, Inspiration is not going to be a new name. That sounds like a name for a car. Well, I guess it's for laptops. So anyway, so this is what the stairs. This is okay. So right. So here we've captured the stairs. And now what I really like about this level, so right now we have the center column, right? And you can see you're falling through this. We have this tiny column that's on the inside of the space. And now what's really cool is when you get outside, that there ends up being this other center column formed by the exterior parts of the level, which I think is really interesting. Is a very interesting dynamic. So it's kind of cool. It's like there's like a bigger version, but it's really on the outside, which still feels like inside. Let's move this guy out of the way so that I can actually see. So see, this kind of feels like one of his pictures. No clip, right. So I think just flying around here is really, really powerful. Now, one of the problems I want to bring up is that so I think it should have this repetition. There shouldn't be variations, right? Because I think part of that power comes from seeing the same thing over and over again. And it also makes it a lot easier to process. Like, you just sort of have to recognize one pattern. Now, the problem is on the inside, the sizing of the floor limits our wrapping space. And what I mean by that is, so you can see it's like there's 4 floors is sort of the lowest, the smallest unit we can have for the repetition, right? Because it's basically 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this staircase appears back on the same orientation again. So now I think for the sake of making the game easy, because the game can be so confusing, that there needs to be a lot of patterns for players to recognize in order to orient themselves. The problem is if you have, now you can say, well, why don't I make the repetition 8 units, 8 floors? The problem is then it actually becomes somewhat confusing because you would land back in the same area thinking it's the same floor, but things are slightly different. How do I repeat the geometry of the level without killing performance? There has been a lot of optimization done, and at some point I will get David Lasky, who's been working part-time on this, doing optimization and editor tools, and he will talk about kind of some of the optimization stuff we were doing. That is to answer Dev Midgard's question. So I think what really I should do is make the size of each floor a lot bigger. The window close-up. What's wrong with the window close-up? Well, so first of all, there's also this gap. There's like some problems here right now. So yeah, I'm kind of in the middle of fixing this. I also feel like this center space can be a lot bigger. Now, these columns are just temporary, trying to get a feel for this, but I do really think that this outside area, you know, especially this, feels a lot like one of those apartment complexes in Hong Kong. So now the problem also is if we have a box, theoretically you'd be able to see that box out here, which I don't really want. So let me do a quick demonstration. I'll bring a box into the room. Alright, so here is a blue box. Let's kind of put a whole bunch of them around. I guess I could just bring in a tree, but I'm kind of lazy right now. So the problem is that you can see the repetitions of the blue boxes from where you are. Now, the way the other worlds have worked is that they have been far enough apart that you can't... You see that? So, like... So you can see these boxes, but that means that if you're carrying a box, you can actually see it. Like, I can see the box, and I'm not sure... But you can't see yourself, which is weird. And I'm not sure I want that. Like, even here, it's like we could see... You can basically see all the boxes. And I know this is kind of cool. Actually, this is... That looks like really cool right there. But... I don't know. I mean, what do you guys think? Like, I think it's too messed up. I don't think you should be able to see all the versions of the box like that. Though that looks like water, which is kind of really cool and is making me feel like, man, what if right? It's like we could throw off all the boxes and get that effect. Actually, why don't we try that and just see if the game breaks? Hello, picking up. Okay, yeah, you can actually see it's killing the frame rate a bit. Yeah, so I need these to be a lot bigger, right? I mean, I know it's sort of a cop-out, but like this does look really freaking cool. But that's the water effect. I don't think it should be. It is, but it's too confusing because it looks like there's too many boxes. I mean, it does look really freaking... No, okay, actually, you know what? You know what it is? Is that... You know what it is? It's not this. It's not the problem with the boxes. is the problem that you can't see yourself. Because technically the boxes, so you realize that the box you're carrying is the one that is that is looping, right? But hello, E.T. Do Fresh. But you can't see yourself. So it's just this like, it's like you now, and that's something that's important to me, because when you're playing, I want you to be playing as yourself in the game. Like, you're not role playing, you're not Shell, you're you. You know, if E.T. Do Fresh is playing, he's E.T. It's E.T. Do Fresh. And here it's like this revelation that, oh my God, I'm just an invisible thing, and I'm not a huge fan of that. I do love what we just saw. That looks super cool, and that's making me really, really pumped for water, because that is what the water is going to look like. But so yeah, I don't know. It's a lot of problems, right? Yeah, it's exactly. Like, I can't actually show you. I mean, ideally, you would see yourself. But here you just see yourself as invisible. But how would I get the representation of yourself, right? I mean, unless I have everyone. Wait, can you see yourself in the Talos Principle if you turn on your webcam? I didn't actually know that. I mean, I like the idea of it. Oh, I see. So anyway, so there's also a few things. So one is, so you can see what I'm doing is I'm making each floor just a lot bigger. Just have more height. This is going to be windows. So, and also what I'm doing is, one of the key things I've learned in doing level design is that you don't want to have a lot of flat areas. Especially in this game, you don't want them in general. I think the game, I was looking at, I don't remember where I got it from, but there was like a list, and it was this woman who's a level designer at some AAA company that makes shooters, and she was saying, you don't want to have like players walking on flat surface for more than 30 seconds, because then they get bored. And especially in this game where flat surface means that you have no surface to rotate onto, you don't want flat surfaces. So basically what I'm doing is I'm trying to make the floor have a variety of depth. Now there is oh man, I don't actually want to make the repetition, but it's going to kick in. Alright, so anyway, so you can see one of the things I've got is, right, actually I can, no, I can't show you. It's going to loop me around. But, well, right now these stairs don't work because I don't have the invisible colliders for the player to actually walk on. But you can see what I've done is made a floor, and this is a pretty common architecture thing, right? Like, we see stuff like this in buildings all the time, where they just have these low stairs that kind of extend a whole room, a whole scene. So the idea is what I want to do, and then you can kind of see I've done that. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of the columns. I don't really like this thing here, but hold on. I have a better idea for that. I think this should actually just be 2. So what I'm doing is kind of adding level variation to this level, so that there's not too many flat surfaces. And then also what it does is it breaks up the exterior scene, so it allows for these. Okay, so the problem is the floor has to be 0.5 units thick, right? Because that's where this platform comes in, and the stairs have to work in both directions, so that's why they have to be this way. Now, the... Wait a minute. Oh, man. I think I just had a realization. What? What? Oh, no. Oh, my God. I just realized how I can have thicker steps. Wait, what? Hold on. I've always worked with... Damn it! Oh, man. Like, I've always worked with having... Well... Huh. Okay, actually, I'm not... I'm like a crisis of faith here. So... Right, so I've always... So here's what I just realized is that I've always had the floors be 0.5 units thick. Because, damn it. Because I wanted the stairs to work in both directions. Like, so you can see in this direction we can walk up that way. And here we can come down this way. The problem was if I had a 1 unit thick set of stairs, then it was like, well, that platform would only line up with the top, and then they would, up here it would come down. But then I just realized that's because I was extending it in the wrong direction. Like if I made it this way, then technically I could have, like, you could do this, and it would still be... Oh, man. Alright, so going back to the box, it's like now I can have these thicker platforms, but like, what about... I think this can be... Oh, man. Like, if I just did it this way, right, see, it would have to be this way. I think... That would still be, you'd be, have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And here you'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, fuck. Oh, man. Oh, man. I just had like... It's like now I can have thicker floors. Alright, going back to the box, ET do fresh. Maybe I can drop the box and it disappears if it goes too far away from the player. No repetition of the falling box. All other instances just stay in place of the floor. No, that actually doesn't really fit with the game because it has to be mechanically very systematic. Damn. Wow, I just realized I can have like really thick floors. Oh, man. Like, just this whole time for, like, the last 2.5 years, I've been operating with the belief that you can only have... I can only have 0.5 unit thick floors. This changes everything. This actually solves my problem. No, so I'm not ET do fresh. I think what you're talking about with the columns... With the boxes, that it doesn't work because actually that needs to happen. Like having a very consistent system of mechanics is sort of really important to the game. Dream, I will. You know, I've seen Dream. I don't actually think it's my kind of game. Maybe it's. I have a very difficult time with voiceovers. I can't do it. Guys. I'm like, my mind's being blown here with these stairs. Man. It's actually a lot better to have these, like, thicker stairs, too. I mean, this basically means that I can have, like, 2-unit thick floors even, because all I'd have to do is just drag this out over like that. Well, no, I'd have to move... No, yeah, see? You can just do this. Oh, no, wait. Well, no, you'd have to... I'd have to extend this piece over. Wait a minute. No, wait, see, I don't think... See, I don't think this works. Right? This doesn't work, because you'd... Oh, no, wait, you'd just make everything... Oh my god. Why didn't I just think of having longer steps? Oh man. These thick floors, this is like such a simple thing, and I've literally been convinced I could only have 0.5 unit thick floors, and now this is awesome. I'm just sort of shocked at how I never realized this before. What the hell? This is... What? See, I guess you could do it like this. Yeah. Right? What the heck? Oh, man. Unbelievable. This is crazy. Yeah, I mean, I can have thick floors now. Oh, man. I'll be the observer. Legos 101. This is different than Legos. Actually, you can't have two-sided Legos. See, what's annoying is that it's different because you can have two sides and yeah, that's like the other staircase. Oh man, I just gotta tell Benoit Stroder. He was the one that told me about the staircase and the towers. Man, I can't believe this. Guys, I can have thick floors now. I'm like so stoked. Cause you know, so like one thing that I didn't really like with the previous version was the kind of the lines that was created with this, right? Because then you couldn't get the right. I couldn't get this effect, this sort of thick. Because I don't really have like this border thing, right? Like I think I guess this is to like prevent people from falling off, but I can't have that, right? So I gotta have these thick floors, and I always thought 0.5 units was too thin. Like I didn't like the way the tower looked when you were falling through it. Actually, this isn't such a problem because since I'm kind of redesigning the game anyway, there haven't been. It's not like I built a whole bunch of levels based on the. Well, actually, the tower level we were working on a few weeks ago could do with some thick floors, but yeah, man, this is one of those really important moments where I learn a lot about game development. Mostly how little I know and how, yeah, I am blown away, I tell you. Alright, so now we are going to go ahead and color code these slightly differently so I can tell them apart. What the heck? Unbelievable. Right, so actually the other thing I just realized too is here this means that so these units actually have to be the steps have to be, I can't believe it. Yeah, like that looks totally awesome. Yeah, after, well, actually it's been 2.5 years, which is even more embarrassing. But yeah, so that's today. I gotta tell Benoit this. He's like this French developer. I met him in during SIGGRAPH, and he was telling me that I could stagger. So basically, I used to have. So I'll explain the stagger a bit. I used to have the stairs, like the indoor stairs when they were in tunnels. I used to have them like this. I used to put this one set directly above the other because I thought they had to be even. After 9.4, what do you mean? I thought they had to be even, right? So, but the problem was, you'd come down and you'd always be like bumping your head up against the wall. And I just thought that there wasn't a way to fix that. And then this guy, he works at Quantic Dream. They made oh man, David Cage, Heavy Rain. Anyway, and he's a 3D artist there. And he was like, dude, all you gotta do is move the stairs like that. And that just blew my mind. And now it's like, now it's this. Right, and it's like all you gotta do is alright, so let's bring this down here. And actually, if you guys are kind of okay with it, I think I might put on... Nah, I was gonna put on some music, but you run the risk of YouTube deciding that for some reason they don't want to let me have the music in my video. But, alright, and then what I'm going to do is put the ghost stairs on. It's something I actually want to get rid of eventually, but so actually the player right now can't walk on these steps because they're actually too big. So the ghost stairs are a set of like little mini steps that the player can actually walk on. Eventually I actually want to set up what am I thinking of, a slope, which is actually just a lot easier to work with. So alright, wow, my mouse is super slow. Why? So 1, 2, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 times. So this is ProBuilder, and I can actually use it to create the stairs. So what I do is I think I do like 4 mini steps for every step. So I think it would be 12 times. So there's 8 steps here, so that would be, I think, 48. And it's, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Actually, it's 11 steps. So 44, and it would be 5.5. No, so the width is 8. And then both the height and the depth would be 5.5. Now we don't want to generate the back, so we just want actually, what is the difference between platform only? Oh, right, and actually we want it platform only because I don't want it to I don't really need the sides. Wait a minute. Oh, wait, I meant 5.5. And that should be 44. So this is my set of invisible stairs known as ghost stairs. And so the player actually walks on this. Hey, Tiny Angry Crab, how's it going? Well, we had a big breakthrough that you just missed. Where I basically realized I can have really thick floors. And I know that doesn't sound all that important, but it is kind of like a big... Yeah, it's a really big mental breakthrough. So anyway, so this is... I would put it in the layer Ghost. Ghost Stairs. And... Yes. Which I think means that during when it's that the player actually doesn't see it, and only the player interacts with it. So that means if you put a box, it'll actually fall on the real stairs. These are perfect stairs. I don't know what you're talking about. Alright, so this is our first set of ghost stairs. And now what I do is I'm making the bottom set. Alright, here we go. Alright, this is our ghost stair. So actually what I want to do is bring these two into the and actually I want to save this as a prefab, like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. It's just kind of weird to have 11 steps. Damn it. I feel like it should have 12 steps. Yeah. You know what? It should have 12 steps. So we are going to say it's got 12 steps. And we're going to actually make that a prefab because I can see myself using it a lot. I might even, you know what? I should just have David. I should have David make a staircase generator for me. David, make staircase generator. I mean, most game characters don't have feet. Wait a minute, does this mean... Oh no, wait, never mind. I just moved those too far forward, okay. So actually we want to regenerate the ghost stairs, and they will be... So let's do that again. Alright, so actually I want them to have 6, height of 6 and a depth of 6. So that's so 12, so that's actually 48. Right, and then actually I want to change this to mesh collider. And let's go ahead and put it in the ghost layer and make it a collider. So you can just hit C and ProBuilder automatically makes something a collider, which means that it's not going to be rendered. It basically just means that it's not going to be rendered during gameplay at runtime. And the nice thing is that it makes it this like slightly green, translucent Green. What floor alignment are you talking about? Alright. So... Alright, this is, What holes on the side are you talking about, Jet user? Alright, so... Oh, so by the way, Joe Winter Green, I think... I'm not actually too sure who he is, but he posted this video today that was really awesome. It basically talked about tools, kind of level design tools, and how a lot of engines are not actually really great for level design. Like, a lot of them are much more require you to be like a 3D modeler. And it made me really glad that I'm working with ProBuilder. Ghost Stairs. There is sort of some stuff like what I'm doing right now, but all in all, it sort of allows me to iterate very, very quickly. Alright, this is our stairs. And we are actually going to call this... how do I name this? Too thick step? Too thick 12th step? Too deep? No. That just sounds weird. Alright, we are now going to make this a prefab, which I will be destroying eventually, but I will be destroying it because Unity doesn't allow for nested prefabs. Okay, yes, thank you, main GI. Alright, here we go. This is our... Alright, now we've got the really thick floors, which are going to be... Try a game changer, I'm telling you. Does mean that this level is a lot shorter than what it actually used to be. Let's see here, okay. Yes. Okay. J user, you going to your ultimate frisbee practice? The one problem here is that it actually means that the floor is a lot thicker. No, is that actually, it means that the floor area is a lot shorter. There's actually not a whole lot of space. Maybe that's not a problem. You know, the one thing that I like about it is that it creates sort of more, an easier area to walk around in. It's easier to walk on the side of the stairs. See, what I'm thinking is that this is already, This is 12 units tall. And now what we're gonna have to do is basically raise this by 2. So this will actually be 10 now, which is that gonna be? Now this is actually gonna be a window, but I'm just worried that this is gonna look too flat. Or maybe it's not really a problem. Hey. Let me see here. All right. I don't think that looks too bad. That doesn't look... That I think looks reasonable. Main drive, what are you wowing about? Check out these nice thick stairs, guys. Just look at that. Look at how beautiful this is. You can walk on the side. See, look at that. You can't land on it. I've like discovered a whole other world. Ah. By the way, has anyone played Dream or Nico Through the Dream? They're two different games. Alright, so what was I thinking with this? Speaking of a whole nother world, have you played Logic Box yet? Maybe. I don't think so. Trying to decide how I want this pillar to look. That's actually not bad. Because the one thing that's important is to create an interesting silhouette, right? Like, that is a lot more interesting than if without the orange, without the red and yellow pieces. So I think this is one thing that in Joe's video that he was talking about is the swindle. I've heard about that. Hello, GR Lux. Why isn't this a square and a square like the others? Right. So I thought about that. The problem is that I have these steps here, so like I don't really want to lead it. I actually kind of want to stop the player from moving in here. I mean, maybe it should be stairs on stairs, squares on squares. So like what main GI is talking about, he's basically asking why So he's basically asking why isn't the base something like... Part of that is then because I'd have to make the baby steps, which is... Right, so I would do it like this. Like basically these would be steps that the player can walk on, something like this. I don't know, this feels a little... I've been doing this a lot, which I'm a little concerned about. Like, I've just been doing this a whole lot. Whereas this I haven't done yet, and I kind of like to add some variation. We'll see. I mean, very likely I'm going to end up trying both of them out. And then just seeing whatever... It's not just for variety. Like, I do think it's important to have... Those create a lot of line noise when the lines are drawn really close together. This has like a little more... Part of it too is the outline that's being drawn, I think, is a little bit more interesting. We will see, we will see. Okay, actually, I just realized it needs to be even one shorter. This needs to be 9 and not 10. I like the draw from symmetry in that small area. Are you talking about this? Sorry, I'll be the observer. Well, first of all, hello. Thanks for coming by the stream, but could you clarify what you mean by draw from symmetry and the... Like, you like the kind of the detail I have in the same... in the current... Alright, so... let's get rid of this pillar. Oh, so you actually, you prefer this version. Thing is, I have a ton of these around in other places already. So I am a little bit concerned about them being overused. I just gotta test it. I don't really know what I prefer either, so let's just kind of jump inside here and start walking around. Does feel more like an actual column. Whew. So you know what I want to do is I want to go ahead and name this Section AA. And I'm just going to copy this over. Will the game have any text or words? I did like how Antichamber had philosophy stats to each puzzle, but I can see this being an after game. Yeah, I don't plan on having any words or text, and that's actually like a very important design philosophy like that I want to stick with. You know, I want to communicate everything to the player without words. Because the thing, I don't know how I feel about the things in Antichamber, because they did feel a little antagonistic. It was like the game was sort of laughing at you. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Alright, so that's section A. I guess we can go ahead and move this column out of here. So, alright, there is this wall. Alright, so this is section A. So we are going to go ahead and make this a prefab. We're also going to go ahead and make this corner section corner. We're going to go ahead and make this a prefab as well. I mean, there is going to be text in the menu. I just mean there won't be text in the game. Yeah, but I think this game isn't quite as much about that. Like, I think it's more about you discovering things on your own and going through that journey without... And having the world really be almost this self-contained thing as opposed to it being more like... like, I felt like Antichamber was very much like the developer's journal that you were playing through. Oh, you know what? This is actually kind of cool. This having these two columns next to one another, but it seems like I am stuck with the way this corner section, it seems like it should be right up here instead. Right. Yeah, you know what? I do kind of like the double column in the corner. This was actually a totally screwed up because it was supposed to be just one column in the middle, but I got it confused. Static Code 05. Which games are you thinking about that it is similar to? It actually wasn't so much inspired by other games initially, more just by Escher's works. And since then I have studied a few other games. But Static Code 05, I'd like to hear what you think are the games that you think it's similar to, just from my own curiosity. And then I'll kind of tell you some of the ones that have influenced it. Why doesn't the area that connects the floor to the stairs extend to all the corners? Oh. Well. So, Static GI is saying, why don't I do this? And that is interesting. I don't know. So that's 23.5. It's 23. Oh wait, how big are these? Sorry, 8. What is the... I'm thinking I probably shouldn't have 3 steps. You got into debate in class, already statement. Right, I just think it's a real challenge, and it's something like, because I think when you start to not use words, you end up pushing yourself to go in a new direction, because it can be really easy for me if I start using words. I'm going to fall into what Antechamber does, or what Stanley Parable does, or what Portal does, and I really want to like communicate completely without language. Like I want to have a different language. Actually, interesting. I know a lot of people compare it to Antechamber. I would actually say that the game is probably much more closely in line with The Witness and Starseed Pilgrim. Antechamber much more in terms of the aesthetics and certainly the pacing. Like I would. So you guys know about that game, Museum of Science Simulation Technology. This game came out. Everyone was like, "Oh, this is the next Portal." This is like the student team in Carnegie Mellon. That one is much more like so. Like here's what Antechamber is about, right? Antechamber is really about playing mind tricks and is inconsistent in its systems. Starseed Pilgrim is incredibly consistent in its system, and it's about exploring mechanics, very mechanic driven. Same thing with The Witness, and taking it to higher levels of puzzle solving. And Nasansei with its theme of architecture and its influence on blame. Nico Through the Dream is actually not at all similar. I played it very briefly. I was having a ton of problems, so I couldn't really get through it. But if you look at the very first problem, if you look at the very, very first puzzle of Nico Through the Dream, it's not a very good puzzle. It has these 4 things that you have to click on, and to figure out what order it is, you have to like turn around you, and on the stones it tells you like there's like 3 dots underneath the leaf symbol, 1 dot underneath the water symbol, 2 dots underneath the fire symbol. So you're like, oh, I see. I gotta do fire first because that's 1. And that's much more like Myst and Riven, which I don't think are good puzzles, because that's actually not based on... I mean, that's like a much longer topic, right? Because that's not based on a mechanic... That's not a mechanic-driven puzzle. That's just like... That's like a very designer-y puzzle. That's actually using the system of numbers. As opposed to what is inherent in the game. So, Dream is also very different. And that's actually a much more narrative-driven game, right? It's not also not mechanic. Like, I don't have voiceover. Again, it's all being conveyed through puzzle mechanics and architecture. Glitch Space is also very different. I mean, Glitch Space is more about programming, which is interesting because I don't actually like. Glitch Space would be most similar to the game that just came out, The Magic Circle, because they're both about using programming to change your environment. But I don't know how you would limit that. Those puzzles, though. Anyway, I'm thinking I don't actually want... So, Static Code 05, I hope that answers some of your questions. I know it's actually, like, not super clear, obviously, for people to compare my game at the moment, just because it's not actually out yet. Puzzle Gamer, a physics puzzle game. So 12. $13, $14. Yeah, and I honestly just don't know how to solve that problem with Antechamber. Like, I feel like maybe once the like maybe once the game, like I don't know, because like I feel like Antechamber doesn't have any stuff like this, or you know, I like they're like this is not Antechamber at all, but but yeah, everybody sees the edges and just thinks of Antechamber, and I don't really know how to solve that. I think I've decided to just not really try to change that. Hey, Puzzle Gamer, you should send that to me. You can go to my website, which is willycheer.com, and there's my email, and you should send the game to me, and then I think we have something this Friday and next Friday as well, but I think the Friday after we're open, maybe. I have to check my schedule. But yeah, send that to me, and then I'd love to talk about it on the critique stream. That would be awesome. And programming games, yeah. Well, I think Zach said they were easy programming problems, right? What did he describe them? He said they're design-based puzzles. They're design-based puzzles, which is where you will have to come up with the design to solve the puzzle. All right, thanks to you guys, I've lost track of how many steps there are. All right, 13, 14. 15. 16. Right. And I think, and he said they're really easy to design, like that's in his, is it on the Windows Store? I have never used the Windows Store before. Is that like Windows Phone? Or is that, yeah, I've actually never used the Windows Store before, ever. I mean, I buy my software, but I buy it from wherever, like Adobe or, I feel like it should be 2 steps. So maybe it should be 20 steps each. All right. More difficult to sort. But by sorting, you could just playtest. To me, I think to me okay, desktop. Yeah. Well, I'd have to check it out on desktop because I don't have a Windows phone, and also I don't know how to stream from a phone. Yeah. I mean, I'll be the observer. Like I want this to be like the Escher game. Like Antechamber is really not all that Escher-esque if you think about it. Or I mean, actually, that's not true. The definition of Escher, it's like, because people are just like, oh, there's a lot of stairs, that's like Escher, and I have a lot of thoughts on it. I'm gonna be like, this summer, I got into this residency at the at University of Illinois, Chicago, and so I actually have access to the university library, and there's a ton of these really awesome and rare math and architecture books, and I'm gonna be reading through a lot of them and writing, and kind of like, my mouse is stuck, and doing a lot of writing about what, about sort of all this Escher and stuff, yeah, about manifolds and Euclidean space, non-Euclidean, right. State easy, something you missed. You probably have to remake the whole puzzle specifications of just moving a prop or something that beat every metric. Right. Okay, well, my problem with designer-based puzzles, which is why I kind of want to do something like that, because that's a really fun thing, but you don't have levels. You have puzzles, but you don't have levels. which is something that's really important to me. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Which I think we want one more. Man, I don't know why my editor is like super slow today. I'm not sure if it's actually my mouse is just low on batteries or something. Right, it doesn't have levels, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Actually, I think I was fine before. And I think level design is actually what I'm much more interested in as opposed to puzzle design, if that makes any sense. Oh, the hell. Oh my god, I think this mouse is just low on batteries. No, it should be good. Look, it's got this where I can like hold down these two buttons and it shows me. And it looks like it's fine. It's probably just a bunch of weird editor bugs, but yeah, I think I think the problem is I just have too much stuff in this scene. Monument Valley. Mousegate, is that a game? Yeah, like I guess Monument Valley is much more Escher, and in a way it's like I'm just trying to take the things that maybe inspired Escher as well and seeing how they can be used. 9 times 4. ProBuilder has this limit where you can only put looks like you can only have 50 steps at once. No. Okay, I did not mean to close it. I think there's actually 5 times 8 is actually 40 is the one I'm going for. So it's got a limit on the number of steps you can make, so okay, let's make this a mesh collider. actually, let's delete both of these. Let's make it 4.5. 4.5, which would mean so that's 9 times 4, that's 36. Mesh collider. So, words per second, what? You can always make an easy game called that at some point. Oh, mouse conspiracy, right, yes. Well, it's actually a trackball, which I really prefer to use. Alright, here we go. Now this is, yeah, anyway, this is actually kind of what slows down the level design a lot. But a lot of times it's like once I get these tools in, then it makes it a lot faster. But I think, you know what? I should just talk to David, because I think he can set up like a way to generate stairs the way I want them. Those stairs. Oh man, static code left. I thought he was gonna stick around and check out the game a bit. Alright, let's switch over to the other side. Okay, now we can go ahead and bring these into the... Alright. These are the ghost stairs. They're tagged as ghost. These others are tagged. So this is actually now too thick. This is actually 18 steps. So we are going to go ahead and make that. Alright. And now to answer, we're going to try to answer, yep, there we go. That's fixed. So because now we're back to our problem of what Mangia was saying, which is why do I not want to extend it? Well, first of all, in this case, if we extend it, you'd walk into the column corner. Mainly because it would actually offset. I suppose I could extend it so it's not. Maybe I don't want it to go all the way. Let's see, maybe it can just be 16. Why is the pillar in the staircase? Alright. Staircase, we have our first set of stairs, we have 3 platforms. I think... Alright, first let's make this even, so that's 4 units. Alright, I think that's... I don't know, that looks too... Alright, I'll see you later. I'll be the observer. Oh, so I don't know what you guys are talking about with regards to holes and mini holes. I'm not really sure what the holes are supposed to mean. I see, Manja. Holy crap! I thought you were actually impressed with the level, but I guess you were just making a joke. All right, so this is gonna kill me. Like, it's really slow. Like, there's sort of this lag when I start to rotate. I really do think it's actually just because there's... You know what I'm going to do? So I'm going to go ahead and delete a whole bunch of other things. There's just too much stuff in this level. I'm almost certain that that's what it is. Yeah, it's just too much stuff in the level. Which always happens, sort of, at this stage when I'm building. Because I haven't merged anything yet. If you extend this to all the corners, you will find a mini hole in... What? So confused. My own mods have turned against me and are now trolling. Alright. Yeah, you know what? I am digging those 2-column corners. I'm a fan. Hey man, guys, I think I'm gonna make the mod so people can't post links. I think that was a thing earlier. The stair formation will form. Are you talking about this? Wow, why is the editor so insanely slow? Oh, are you talking about the corners? It's gonna be just that? I guess if I have the mods here, then it's not... But you know, the thing is, I was almost gonna click on that. No, I'm more just worried about, like, clicking on something and then getting a virus. But maybe I should just not click on stuff. But I don't want other people to click on things either. I mean, we could do the thing where if you are approved once, then you can post links. You mean this? That's not a hole. That's just a gap. Is this what you're talking about? Okay, hold on. Section B. Alright, let's make our corners. Okay, so we're really talking about gaps, not holes. Yeah, but that was a Google... He just had like a Google link, that last one. Alright. Alright, so this is going to be one floor. Which is like kind of like a Frank Lloyd Wright design. Or is it giving me that vibe? Alright, so... Alright, I'm going to go ahead and delete these other pieces. Now what we're going to do is we are going to duplicate these floors. We're going to duplicate floor 1 and rotate it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back. Ah! Right, I guess the problem here is that my pieces are not actually center aligned. So what I want to do is, so there's this like shortcut that I use. It's not actually I don't know if it's a shortcut, but you create a game object. So now this game object is aligned to this one, is in the center of this. Bring this back up, and then what we do is we drag everything in here, and then align this to be the center, and then, you know, you align this piece to the rest of the world like this. So now actually that should be and I've of course screwed it up. Alright, now we bring everything back out, object, and apply. Yeah, so now everything just got moved. Actually, you know, maybe I should. Oh, that's it. It's because we were upside down this whole time. And, of course, everything needs to get moved out a lot more. So, I'm wondering why they're not, why are they not center aligned? Why isn't this 0? Right, so these two should be at 0, 0. Okay, let's try this again. This is the frustrating part of game development. Like, I don't know why this doesn't just round up. Right, let's do this again. We'll line up everything. Huh. Now it seems like the corners are just off. Why is there a gap? Why can't I? What the? Okay, never mind. That was just another piece. Guess I'm mainly confused about why this isn't completely centered. I am going to try this again. Yeah, there's a lot of tedium that I'm just not a fan of. Alright, here we go. Right, now everything should be properly aligned. Right, well, I don't think I'm gonna get too much done. I'm gonna keep working on this tonight, but it's 10 o'clock now, so I'm gonna end the stream here. But anyway, I went over, I guess today we discovered the cool, that I can have thick floors, which is a big deal. My editor is insanely slow. We're aligning everything, so anyway, I'm gonna end the stream here, so I will see you guys tomorrow, 8:30 p.m. And then on Friday, we are actually going to have, I'm not going to call them that. On Friday, we're actually going to have another Chicago developer in town, Trinket Studio. We'll be looking at Battle Chef Brigade, which I'm super excited about. So that's going to be the game critique for this Friday. Anyway, I will see you guys tomorrow.